So how do I know if my dog has a seizure or has had a seizure?
I think it's pretty obvious to most people if your dog is having a seizure. Most people can recognize that, though sometimes there's a few conditions that will overlap. So people will think their animal's had a seizure because of what they're seeing, and it actually hasn't. But a lot of the time, the classic seizure, if you see it, would be your dog lying on the floor and all legs and all legs going, the whole body going, and they're not responsive to you when that's happening. So if people see that, usually they'll recognize as a seizure. What can be a little bit more difficult is if you've been outside, you've been out and you come back and your dog's behaving oddly and you're not sure. And dogs have, like people, they have sort of three phases that go along with seizures. So there's what we call the pre-ictal phase, which is what some people call the aura, which happens before a seizure. So a lot of dogs or cats will start pacing. They become a bit restless. So they'll pace around, they might whine, they might make noises, they might want attention. So their just behavior may seem a little bit odd preceding a seizure. And then it's a really similar thing after a seizure in what we call the post-ictal phase. It's a really similar kind of symptoms. So your dog may not be behaving quite normally. Sometimes they'll be temporarily blind after a seizure. So they might sort of bash into things and sort of stumble around still after a seizure. So if you have been out and you come back in and you find your pet's doing any of those behaviors, it might be that they're about to have a seizure or that they've just had one. So it's really important to recognize those kind of symptoms as well.